Dan provides a tremendous amount of experience. He is very active in a number of different civic organizations. I think the benefit to Jefferson County is that he brings that knowledge, that experience, and he uses it for the benefit of the county itself, regardless of the project. And he's been involved in many, many projects. So I think that's something that the county benefits from greatly.
He's been behind probably most of or a substantial number of the public works and residential development, commercial development projects that have taken place in this county, either through his surveying company, through his engineering services, through his brother with Bloomsdale Excavating. He's been involved in most anything that's happened in the county with as far as public works, streets, roads, residential development, and most people probably don't know that.
I recall some time ago, unfortunately, an individual whose mother had passed away due to cancer. He was in need of some funding to go with his team to a soccer tournament, a very important soccer tournament for kids of that age. And Dan very unselfishly stepped up and offered to fund the entire trip for that individual. So he is selfless. He has provided assistance where other people perhaps would not. And he's done it without any requirement for recognition. He doesn't do it because he wants people to know who Dan Govero is. He does things because it's the right thing.
Dan's dedication and his hard work just outside of the normal day-to-day operation of his company operation is what makes the difference. He works extremely hard and always has, and goes above and beyond what you would expect in any job. I can just relate one story that a couple, when I was city administrator in Festus, he was an engineer, the surveyor with Metropolitan Engineering before he went on his own. And we had an old brick arch stormwater structure that ran underneath Main Street and under several buildings to the north of Main Street in downtown Festus. And he took it upon himself, working for the engineering company, to crawl through those storm sewers. And he came back to report to me later on that there was one of those storm sewers, he felt like it was in imminent danger of collapse. And we had a heavy rain within a day or two of that, and that storm sewer collapsed within days of the time that he was in.
There are a lot of people who, once an idea is generated, they're willing to come on board and participate. Dan's usually there at the very, very beginning. Dan has been the originator of a number of projects, and I think that's what sets him apart.
Dan's been a personal friend, a professional associate of mine for well over 35 years. He's brought more to this county than a lot of people do on an individual basis, and I believe he deserves this award and much more, and I wish him many years of future success.
On behalf of myself, and I certainly think on behalf of the other county executives, I want to congratulate Dan on this award. It's truly deserved, and I think it's truly embarrassing for him, and I think that's the important thing. So please, if there's anybody out there who wants to embarrass Dan, now is the time to do it.
This is one business that I know for a fact these people not only have a business here in our community, but they also give back to the community. And in many ways, not just joining clubs, but actually becoming participants and making things happen and working on different projects.
Each year, Meramec Specialties, Mark Lloyd and Tom Dixon, hire several of the students from Fox, Windsor, and Suckman High Schools to work in their business, which permits them to have a good, dependable, reliable job that I think a lot of them wouldn't be able to go on to college, because this gives them the financial wherewithal to be able to go to college. They also hire dozens of teachers to help run the fireworks stands and the various aspects of the businesses, which keeps us having qualified, experienced teachers in the schools because they know that they have a dependable job in the summer to supplement their income.
The quality that stands out the most to me is their humility. They're two guys who haven't forgot where they come from, and I admire that a great deal about them.
Well, Tom is just, as I said, involved in everything. If you look at his work with the community, certainly you would see the Arnold Rotary Club and perhaps the Arnold Chamber of Commerce. But you won't see the fact that Tom's deeply involved with some of the school districts. He helped bring the symphony to the Arnold area just because he thought it would be good for people to get exposure to that. He's a member of the Jefferson College Foundation and is very excited about what he can do to help support the college. So he's just one of those people that always wants to give something back.
There's a lot of people out there that belong to clubs, but there's a very few of them that actually get involved with them. And these people actually do give back, not only monetarily, but also in what they can do to help them throughout the whatever the program might be or whatever the duty might be.
My son served a tour in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it never failed that I went up to see Mark or Tom, or they called me on the phone, or we had any interaction, that they didn't check, that they didn't ask, how's your son, how's he doing, how's it going on, what's happening with him. And my nephews are serving as well as my grandson is in Afghanistan now. They never fail to ask how my family's doing and tell me that they appreciate the service that they're giving to the community and to the country. And my son is a big deer hunter. He got leave from Iraq. He took leave during deer season to leave Iraq, come back to the States for deer season. That was the reason. That was the main reason he took his R&R. And Mark went out of his way to make sure that I was aware that he had a piece of property that were full of deer in Franklin County, and to please go hunt it and look up the farmer, and he'd be proud if my son would hunt there. And that's they take care of the community, but they also take care of the individual.
I've been in business over 40 years, and I'm very involved in our community. And I think what makes a community successful is the people that are willing to give to that community for the best of the community without an agenda, trying to do what's the best that they can possibly do to try to help that community become successful. And I don't know anybody that has worked harder to try to make their community more successful. The truth is, if your community is successful, your business is successful, and vice versa. And I think this is one of the things that put them head and shoulder amongst anyone going for this award.
It would be very easy for his company to sit back in their offices and simply do business, but Tom is always out there. And last year, when he was the head of the chamber, when he was busy with Arnold Rotary, when he was busy with everything else, he was also hosting Chinese delegations that were coming over for his fireworks business. So Tom was always doing something that was involving community support, and that's really where he makes a difference. You can't point to one single event and say, boy, he did a great job on one single thing. He's just there all the time, and you can always count on him to come through when the community needs him most.
Congratulations to Mark and Tom and Meramec Specialties. You're very deserving of the award, and as a business owner and resident of the county, thank you for all that you've done and for the example that you've set that I hope many people follow, because if they do, our county will be a much better place in the future for its residents.
I'd like to congratulate Meramec Specialties in Fireworks City for winning this prestigious award. I really believe it's long overdue. I think that they've done a great job, and they've put decades of service into this community in order to get to this point. And it's a joy and a pleasure to count them not only as business people in the community who I work for, but also as personal friends.
You should be very proud to get an award like this, and the truth is it couldn't go to a better group of people. These people are, have such a commitment to the community, and I think this is something that in order to receive an award like this, that you have to be not only committed to your business, but also to your community. And I think these people, Tom and Mark both, in this business are committed people and do a great job for our community.
Tom Dixon. I thought we were talking about Tom Arnold. I've got this all wrong. Seriously, Tom, congratulations. Your company is a great asset to Jefferson County. You're a great tribute to the persistence and the business attitude here in Jefferson County. I'm pleased to call you a college reporter, and more importantly, I'm pleased to call you a friend.
I love working for Holcim. It's a great company, and it's a company that really prides itself on being embedded in the communities where our plants are. Holcim is very proud to be a part of this community for a long time now. We've been embedded in this community for more than 14 years. 5 years really as a big construction project and a big effort.
Well, Holcim, right from the beginning, wanted to be a part of the community. I remember the first time I met any of the Holcim staff was at a Chamber of Commerce breakfast. And they didn't have a building yet, or they were working out of a trailer, but they were still at that very first stage. They were out there trying to be supportive, find out how they could be a part of the community. And it was clear that they wanted to be a part of the community and not just a business here.
Myself, I live in Jefferson County, and my family goes to school here, and we love being a part of the community.
Holcim has been a great contributor to our program the last 5 years here at Crystal City High School. They've helped build this softball field for the girls, and also the building behind me for storage and for our batting cage. Without their help and contributions, I would have to keep all of the storage in my truck, and it's a great convenience to have them in the area to help support our team and our school.
Well, you know, Jefferson County is the fastest growing county in the state of Missouri. So because of that, to have a partner like Holcim involved in the county here in the community, it is a great thing. I mean, you know, we're involved and with Holcim and other businesses coming in. I see Holcim as a great fit to the fastest growing county in the state.
And it's been an economic boost to the whole region in the short term, but it's really a long-term investment. It's an investment with reserves for the plant that will be here for 100 years. And so we formed a lot of strategic relationships in the local community with a lot of businesses. They've also formed relationships with us, and it's going to be a great thing for this community for a long, long time.